Welcome. My name is Guy Dauncey, and this is the show Change the World, where I like to invite people to come on and talk with us who are doing things to make a better world, that bring more kindness to the world, more compassion, more cooperation, and really put their heart and soul into it. And today, drum roll, my guests are Dr. Navneet Kaur Popli.
Hello.
And Harjas and Navneet Popli.
Hi, Guy.
Who will tell us about Fateh Care, the charity they set up. But before we get to that, I think it's important to understand that you have a regular full-time job as a human resources executive.
I do,
right?
yes.
And you have a regular full-time job at UVic as a teaching professor of software engineering. So
Yeah.
it's complicated stuff.
Absolutely.
And also to understand your new arrivals to Canada. Which year did you come to Canada?
2020.
2020, last flight from India that flew.
Okay. And so, but when you come home from your regular jobs, you start a second full-time job called Fateh Care.
Yeah,
So tell us how it started.
yeah, it wasn't easy. So the first 6 months we were in Calgary and we flew in the last flight that flew from New Delhi to Calgary. We landed here and then realized it was all shut down because of COVID. We somehow sailed through it. We were really happy about it. We were trying to find jobs. We could not find one because people were losing ones, and this wasn't the best time to arrive. But we thoroughly enjoyed our time because a new country, new ways of thinking and perspective.
Did you arrive winter or summer in Canada?
Yeah, March of 2020.
So the snow was just melting, right?
It was, it did not melt until
so for us, it's not completely melted. I mean, for us, we had never seen snow.
Different from Punjab.
from New Delhi, we always lived in New Delhi.
New Delhi,
yes.
okay, well, different from New Delhi as well.
Yes.
So go on.
Yeah, so then we moved here to Victoria. We moved here because Navneet got her job in UVic.
Okay.
And I was still trying to find one. You know, I was with IBM for about 18 years. Then I left, and then it was not easy not working for some time, and then having that foot in the door to figure out stuff. So Navneet started job. I got a job in Surrey. I used to go every Monday, come back Thursday, and when once I came back, I got COVID along with me. So because of me, because of me, Navneet and both my boys got COVID, and it was not easy. We tried reaching out to a lot of organizations back then, and then each time when we mentioned that we need some help, we are new to the country, and we could not even approach our neighbors.
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough. Trust me, it's tough reaching out to new country in the middle of COVID, asking for help. It wasn't that easy. We could not get it, and that's when we realized. And people mentioned that since you have COVID, sorry, we cannot help you. And that's when Navneet and I thought it is important to create an environment, create a universe where when people ask for help, they get it. As simple as that. And you spoke about me heading the HR function right now as a full-time. I wasn't doing this as full-time. I was doing Fateh Care full-time, and there was no earning whatsoever. However, we were still giving. We were still giving because we had this concept of daswand. Daswand is 10% of salary is not yours.
So this is a Hindu word in the Sikh culture?
Oh, this is a Sikh word.
Sikh word. It's a Sikh word.
Yeah, it's a Sikh word, daswand, Punjabi word, I would say. Which means daswand is 10% of your salary, has to be given back to the community. And it has always been like that. Our parents taught us that, from $1 when I used to earn, we used to give 10 cents from it.
Wow, the children with their pocket money, that's good training.
Yeah, so it all came from our parents to us.
Yes.
And we had some money, of course. Navneet was earning at UVic, and then I had some money back from India. So we started Fateh Care. I was doing Fateh Care full time, and I once spoke to this person and I told him about the organization, and he mentioned, Harjas, I understand you're doing Fateh Care, but what do you work? What do you do? Where do you work? So that struck me, and that people do not take charity as a full-time job. People don't see this can be a full-time job. What that did was that I started looking for a job.
Yes.
I now do two full-time jobs. One during my day at Bauco Access Panel, where I work as the HR leader, and right after that, I am Fateh Caring, I would say.
I throw something in there because it's not just people don't see mothering as a full-time job.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And how that baby does not suddenly go into a cupboard for 4 hours or 8 hours. It's full-time.
it is indeed full time, and it requires a lot of money.
It's work.
It's a lot of work. In fact, it's not just one person's work, it's a family's work.
Yeah.
Everybody has to support that one particular person and that
Yes.
one particular cause.
Yes.
So me, the kids, the
Yeah.
entire family were standing together with each other.
So how old were your children when you came over?
My elder one was in 10th grade and my younger one was in 6th grade
Okay.
at that
So
time.
just backtrack for Fateh Care, to people who are not clear what it is. What does Fateh Care do? And what's the work involved?
So
Paint a picture for people.
Oh, absolutely. So Fateh, the first thing was to go out and help people with food. So that's how we started doing. And the first thought was, what do we keep the name which resonates with the work we do?
Yes.
And being a Punjabi, the word that came to me was winning. So the Fateh means victory.
Right.
And with Fateh Care, we say winning hearts by caring.
Right.
So that's Fateh Care. What we do
Yes.
really is people, when they reach out to us, people with disabilities,
Yes.
senior parents, people between jobs, youth, or whoever reaches out to us and say, we do not have food
Yes.
on the table. Would you be able to help us? I have a standard response to that, which is, don't worry. Let us know your address and phone number, and I will plan a visit soon. That's a standard response.
how does
Goes
it-
to everyone.
How does it differ from the food banks that we have?
There is no registration process with Fateh Care. So
Okay.
you've reached out to us,
Right.
we help you. As simple as that.
And where do you get...
And plus, one more thing.
Yes.
The main difference between normal food banks and Fateh Care is we are mobile.
Yes.
So
Right.
for the food banks, people have to go to the food bank.
Yes, yes.
For us, we go to the people.
Right.
So the food bank goes to the people who need the
Got
food.
it. And where do you raise the food from? Is it similar to the food bank, or donations, or leftover food from the supermarkets, or do you buy it, or what?
So there are two ways. So one, we go to mustard seed, pick food from there and distribute.
Okay.
And they also have limit in terms of giving to Fateh Care. So
they supply the food banks, don't they, as well?
yeah,
Mustard seed?
of course. So mustard seed
Yes.
gets food from all over,
Yes.
and they supply to other organizations.
Yes.
One of the organizations, Fateh Care,
Okay,
and they have a set limit for that.
Yes.
Anything above that, we spend money on that. So we end up spending a lot of money on food and gas because gas is not expensive. It's very expensive.
So people are giving out of the Sikh, what was the word for the 10%? I've forgotten already.
Daswant.
Daswant. So people are giving from their Daswant contribution to Fateh Care? You buy the money, buy the food?
There aren't many donors. So we spend a lot of our own money.
Right.
We have gone past this one right now.
Yeah.
We are happy about it.
Yeah.
We recently received donation or grant from gaming grant, and we are
Right.
expecting grants from other organizations.
Right,
So
'cause
yeah,
you're a
so
registered charity and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
yeah, Fateh Care is a registered charity now.
And do you have any paid staff, or is it all volunteers?
Yes, no, there are 2 paid staff. Though the pay is less, they also understand.
Yes.
But yes, we pay them.
So then I know what it is to have paid staff. You've got to meet that payroll. You've got to have that money every
Oh,
month.
absolutely. And half of my salary goes in making sure that they also get paid.
Wow. And did you buy a house when you came out here? Or you
We did.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Well, that's at least one fortunate thing. You probably have a huge mortgage as well, right?
We do.
Just
We do.
increase
But
the
then
amount.
things work out.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is never a point where we had to discuss internally, hey, Navneet, we're struggling.
Yeah.
We say, hey, this too shall pass. And it has always been a situation where we never had to sit together and figure out and do our finances. Say, you know what, let's stop doing Fateh Care. We never think that way.
Right.
It has to happen.
And has the local community of Victoria embraced what you're doing?
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, they love us. And we love them.
but it took a lot of time for people to trust a brown guy with a turban.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
It was difficult.
Well, I'll tell you an opposite story, because I came out from England, immigrated here 33 years ago. And when I was on the east coast of Canada, they said, well, who are you? You haven't got parents you haven't got people in the graveyard. You're not entitled to speak. In Victoria,
Excuse me.
I was allowed to be chair of the City Environment Committee within 1 year of arriving. No one said, "Who are you? What are you doing?" Nice white skin, nice English accent.
Yeah, of course.
Very easy immigration process. Yes.
Yeah. So for us, it was not the same. I mean,
Yeah,
people
right.
thought probably this guy needs something from us.
Yeah,
or
there's
what
always
is-
a hidden agenda,
Yeah,
I
what
guess.
is this agenda, or what is it that?
Yeah.
Why is he helping us like that without asking things? So there were a
Right.
number of doubts initially, but the trust slowly built up.
Yes.
Through word of mouth and through the work that Harjas is doing.
Yeah.
So that has built up a lot of trust in people
So
now.
you're meeting a lot of people struggling
Yeah.
financially.
Yep.
And because rents are going so high, you have to pay the rent, so you don't have the food, right? Or you
Precisely.
don't pay your hydro bill, you're cold. Or
Yeah.
what goes on inside you when you see the increasing poverty and debt in Canada, which you probably thought was a really wealthy country when you came?
Oh, good. Very good question. Because when we came here, we were
Yeah.
like that. Well, Canada is a rich country.
Yes.
Everybody here is very
Yeah.
rich. There is no struggle at all, and we would have to struggle when we go there. That was not the case. We were struggling definitely as new immigrants, but we could see that there were people around us who were struggling too. And we thought this is the right time that if we can, we should be able to help them.
Yes.
So I remember initially we were too busy with settling down, and Harjas started thinking about Fateh Care, and he said, "Why don't you come with me? We're going to deliver food to an old lady, and she's asked for a number of things." At that time, we did not have mustard seed with us. So we went to Thrifty Foods, got a list from her, bought everything, and we went to her place. And I had tears in my eyes when I saw her. She had undergone something like 7 surgeries. She was not completely mobile, and when she received food from us, and she's so happy, and that was when I realized that yes, there is real problem within everybody who's in Canada, and if we can, it is our duty to help anybody that we can in need. So since then, we have met people who do not have money to buy food for their families, put food on the table, people who are single mothers, disabled people, orphan children. It's really difficult. People definitely are struggling.
Yeah.
It's not about gender, it's not about the color of the skin.
Yeah.
It's about humanity. It's all about humanity. One human being helping the other.
And you know, there is an example where I've realized people who have seen the tough times, they are often they come forward more often to help than people who are rich enough.
You know, there's statistical data on that. I think it goes back to when the big Ethiopia famine happened. The highest percentage of donations of someone's salary came from the Inuit in the far north of Canada with the lowest incomes.
Wow.
Because they are so used to supporting each other.
Absolutely.
They gave proportionally far more. When a billionaire says, "I'm going to give $1 million to this," and you look at what proportion it is, it's like giving, you know, $5 bill.
Yeah.
So Guy, Fateh Care as of today has 2 monthly donors, and they have come to us via Canada Helps.
Yes.
So Canada Helps manage all that. The first donor, the monthly donor that came, was the person Fateh Care helped in 2021 late or early 2022. When she signed up for it, the message came to us, and then I searched this person on Facebook. I said, you know, this name seemed very familiar to me, so I searched this person and randomly messaged her saying, "Hey, thank you, you've done this, and you're the first monthly donor who signed up for Fateh Care, helping Fateh Care." She mentioned, "Harjas, you would not remember, but you helped us when we needed this help the most."
Yes.
And there you are. So we had tears in our eyes.
Yeah.
So now what's happening is that people who've received help from us are talking to other people, and they're forming groups, and they are creating more awareness about Fateh Care, and they're coming up and doing their donations and then giving it to Fateh Care. So I remember when it was winters, and it was a time last winter when it was very, very cold. there was this organization, Yoga Labs.
Yeah.
So they came forward, the entire group came together and gave us winter clothes to be given to, people who need them the most right now.
But a lot of charities are moving to the monthly donor model. I mean, I set up the West Coast Climate Action Network. We have, and I invented a thing called, we call it We Can, West Coast Climate Action Network. I invented a thing called 100 Friends of We Can, who are monthly donors. And we got 30 so far. So it's a goal. You could have 100 friends of Fateh Care, right? And invite people to become monthly donors and build that up because it's reliable.
This is where I'm bad at. I would say, you tell me where to go and how many people to help, I'll just go. You tell me knock the door and ask for money, I'm bad at that.
You're trained as a human resources professional.
I am.
You need to be a financial resources professional as well.
Yeah, or maybe a sales guy. I'm you know what motivates me is the spark in the eyes when they meet us.
Yes.
Where they hope, that they feel that yes, thank you. And when they don't stop hugging you, when they stop, that's the feeling.
But if you want Fateh Care to be going in 100 years' time, when we're all under the ground, right? You want that sustainability of giving, and that's that core.
It will come, Mark.
Yes.
Oh, Guy. Guy, it will come for sure.
Yes.
It will not stop. Yeah. Each time when we said, Navneet, hey, you know what? We are almost down to zero in our Fateh Care bank, and we're already 30-40% from our own savings. Yeah. What do we do next? And there would suddenly be something.
Do you keep an email list of all the people you've helped?
Yes, there is.
He's a great document guy.
So you can send them a monthly newsletter to tell them what's doing and keep them engaged and stuff like that?
For sure. Yeah. We can do that.
That's the same. So you're building community. Yeah.
You're right, but I sometimes fear that they would start feeling that why is this person doing this? Do they want money or donations? Yeah. I don't want to push anyone. Yeah. I do not want to push anyone. If you feel that Fateh Care is doing a great job, if you want to contribute and if you think you don't want to give money, please go deliver food to people. There are hundreds of people right in your neighborhood itself who need help. Just knock the door and say, we will help you. And that's Fateh Caring.
And is it mostly food or are there other things as well?
Oh, it has gone past food now.
Yes.
Jackets, shoes, deodorants and whatnot. I mean, everything.
Even baby products, rash creams.
Female hygiene products. And
do you have to store these in your garage then? Or?
Yeah, so we recently bought and MLA Grace Lord helped us with the truck and a fridge. So we really thank her ministry and her dedication. We have a fridge which we use. But then we use our own garage to put a lot of things there. Our stuff is just lying here and there. It's mostly Fateh Care stuff in the garage.
Do you take time off for yourselves personally just to...
Yeah, we do.
Weekend or whatever?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, Fateh Care actually takes a part of us entirely, takes a part of our home, our family,
yes, so do you take time apart from Fateh Care?
Yeah, we do. We went to Toronto last year, September. Yes, we did.
Because I'm like you, I work, my wife would say, far too long, and I'm getting up there in years now.
Of course.
I'm still working full time, and I know, some days don't go near the computer, just take time.
So we take time off. Yes. Fateh Care is always helping people, whether we are here or not, volunteers or people that we have on board.
How many people each week on average is it?
It really varies from, say, 10 to 20 sometimes.
Sometimes it goes beyond 20, 30.
Yeah, it gets really difficult to make sure that we reach out to almost everyone. But we do. Not even a single instance in the last 3 years we have said no to anyone. 100% people who've reached out to us have received help no matter what.
Yeah.
There is no one telling us to do this. It is from within. It's, you know what?
I understand that.
We were talking about the 3 principles of Guru Nanak. One was Naam japo, kirt karo, and one chako. Naam japo is...
So just these are fundamental principles of Sikhism coming from Guru Nanak in the 16th century, right?
Yeah, right.
One by one.
So Naam japo.
Naam
japo. Take his name. So it's like chanting his name and then meditation, and make sure that you take his name every single day.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Navneet.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Is this similar to a Christian saying God is love?
Yes.
God is love.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Kirt karo. Do your job. Make sure that you do your job well.
So yeah.
It is important to go out in this world and do your job.
Work. Yes.
And work, and then make your family, and then give back.
Right.
And one chako. One chako is share with people in the community. So Fateh Care is sharing what we have.
So you have to forgive me. This is really controversial territory. If the Sikh community was a country of its own, and the government of India is not listening to this conversation, would that country be full of the principles of social justice?
I have no idea.
I'll tell you one thing. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji, this is a famous story when Guru Nanak Dev Ji went to a village where they were all good people.
Yes.
And he said, may you be destroyed, may the village be destroyed, may everybody go to different places in the world. And then he visited a village which had all bad people, and he said, may this village be as closed as possible, you may develop as much as possible, and none of you should leave the village all through your life.
Right.
And when I heard the story, I was a little confused.
Yeah.
And then I realized that all good people have to be in all parts of the world so that they can make all parts of the world a better place. So I think that having that one country is probably not a good idea. The whole world is our place.
But it is true that when the Sikh religion was established, the caste system was abolished.
Yes.
And women were given equal rights.
Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
These are huge changes. Right?
So we had this concept of sati, wherein women had to die in the husband's fire.
Yeah.
That was no longer the case.
Yes.
Women were treated equally, just like men.
Yeah.
In fact, they were given a higher status. So it's like so kyo manda aakhi hai jab mera jaan. So why would you say a woman to be bad because she gives birth to a king? So a woman is actually higher than a man.
Yeah.
So we follow the principles of, and you know what? When we go out and help people, there is no color, there is no caste, there is no creed. It's just the stomach, right? Everyone needs to be fed. They are hungry. They want food.
Yeah.
Just give it to them.
But in so many religions, very general comment, they'll give 10%, but it's to build the church and pay the preacher. And your 10% is going directly to help people with their immediate needs. Yeah.
Indeed.
Without which they're hurting, and often hurting while lonely,
Yeah.
And I feel bad when I say we help so many people because there are so many people who need help.
Yes.
But at the same time, we feel happy because we were able to help those people, those many.
Well, I have a saying, when some countries say we need to set a goal, everyone will be happy. I say, to try to be happy is not a good goal. If you try to be kind, you will be happy.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, all our lives, our parents and everybody around us, they keep telling us, have a good career, have a good profession.
Yes.
But ultimately, when we were doing Fateh Care, we realized it's not about profession, it's not about career. What gives you the ultimate satisfaction is how many people have you helped.
Yes.
I mean, we feel blessed that we are able to help people. We are in a position that we can help people.
So when you were living in Delhi, New Delhi, before you came out here, how was this impulse that you have in your hearts manifesting back there?
Oh, it was always there. So we had a few organizations we used to go to and then help people.
Right.
But that was not under any umbrella. Now it is happening under an umbrella. It was always there. So, as I said, even from a pocket money, I would say, keep this for someone. But then it was always there.
Are your parents both still alive?
Yeah. So
my father is no longer.
What do they think of what you're doing here?
Yeah, no, you know what? When I was not earning, and we were spending a lot of money on this, it was not easy for them as parents also. You know what?
They fuss, they worry.
Of course, they were worried. Harjas, what are you doing? But then, all
Now
of them, they're happy.
They're very, very proud.
Yeah.
And,
They should be.
They are.
They're telling everybody that this is what my son and daughter-in-law are doing, so they're really happy about it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they're happy. We were able to do something to give back to the community that they feel happy and proud about.
Yeah, and what's your experience of Canada in terms of the cultural willingness? What do you make of Canada as a
we feel we love this place because the kind of acceptability that Canada, especially Victoria, has, that's amazing. I really found people to be very warm, very helpful, very kind here. Our children were very happy here. They seemed accepted, and this is a land of opportunities. So I understand it's a bit of a struggle coming from a different country and then trying to settle in a new place. But then when we started Fateh Care, we realized everybody is facing some or the other struggle. So our experience of Canada has been really, really good. We are really happy.
Yeah, and if you don't like anything, we just look someplace else. But nothing has bothered us in these 4 years. Even when we were struggling, we just loved it. We wanted to enjoy this life. The entire change. We wanted to make sure that we embrace it, and then we did.
Yeah, well, most people in certainly the Greater Victoria region, we've all come from away. We're all newcomers to the area, so it makes for a very open-minded experience, I think.
And plus, we had a lot of faith. So whenever we would feel frustrated, or whenever our children used to feel, okay, probably that was a better life back there in India, everybody had a lot of faith that we will come out of it and we will be successful. That faith has not faltered at all.
So to sustain that faith, do you need sometimes to go to prayer and ask for help, or so within you just blast right through because you're going to do this anyway?
The prayer room is right in our house, so we have a gurdwara in our house. So that
and
was
now
the first thing.
And now we call it differently. We say we live in Guru's home because there is a prayer room in our house. In the house, there's a prayer room, and we don't say that
it is our house.
It is our house. We say we live in the house
Guru's house.
We live in the Guru's house.
But how many houses in Canada have a prayer room of any kind? So when you're in your house in the prayer room, as I understand it, you're probably giving your souls. You're asking to be of service on a daily, regular basis.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of work there. It's a lot of work there.
This is wonderful. So look, thank you so much for all your work.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
It was lovely.
So you're watching the show Change the World. My name's Guy Dauncey, and it's a blessing to have such a presence of love and giving in our community. So collectively, all of you on television, say thank you.
Thank you.
We just had 10,000 people say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.